Those that missed out, we are looking at how to calculate ungrouped data to finding our mean, our median, and our standard deviation. So whenever I give an ungrouped data like that, you need to rearrange in order, starting from the smallest to the biggest. Then you're going to square each of these ones. 2 squared, 3 squared. You sum the figures. So summation of x is 39, summation of x squared, 284. And our n in this case is the number of observations that we have. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So observations are 7. How do we find our mean? Summation of x over n. So the sum total that we had in this case was 39 over 7, 5.5714. Then the variance, formula for variance, this is sample variance. It's given by summation of x squared minus summation of x to the power 2 over n, everything over n minus 1. So it's an issue of substituting here. So please observe that there's a difference between summation of x squared minus x all squared over n minus 1. All right? So those that have calculators, what do we get here?
Just a question, just a question.
Uh-huh.
The mods, how did you find the mods? That is 3 and 7.
Okay.
Sorry to back.
I'll get to these measures on top here. Let me start with the measures of central tendency shortly. Just a recap of what we did. So, summation of x squared is 284. Summation of x to the power 2 is 39 squared over 2, everything over 7 minus 1. So you need to compute that like a grade 9. Start bit by bit. 39 squared over 7, what do we get? Okay, 284.
Vincent.
39 squared over 7, what do we get?
Two 17.
217. 217 point what? Point 28. Confirm?
17.285.
285.
287.
So what do we get? 284 minus 217 over 6. So do it step by step. 284 minus 217 over 6. So you do 284 minus 217 equals divided by 6. What do you get?
11.119.
11.119.
Yes.
Okay. 11.119.
119.
Then the standard deviation is when you square root the variance. So what's the square root of 11.119? What is the standard deviation?
3.33.
3.33?
3.335.
3.335.
45.
Okay. Then what is the coefficient of variation? It's simply standard deviation over our mean times 100. So what is our standard deviation? 3.33. And our mean was what? Our mean was 5.5714. 5714 times 100, what do we get?
59.85.
Pardon? 89?
59.85. 59.85.
0.85. Okay. Percent. Let's go to the range. How do you define the range? How do you define the range? Quickly. The range is what? The difference between the highest number minus the smallest number. So 10 minus 2 is 8. And divided by 2, we call this the mid-range. Mid-range is simply the maximum value plus the minimum value divided by 2. So 12 divided by 2 would have been 6. Then the mode, you look at the most frequent, the numbers that appear the most. So 3 and 7 appears the most. So what we have in this case is a bimodal frequency. The median is a middle number. You can cancel if you want to cancel until you find yourself in the middle. But we have a formula. The formula is simply half of n. All right? The half of n gives you a position. So half of 7 is 3.5. So you round up 3.1, 3.2, 3 point anything, you round up. So the fourth position, sorry, is 7. Suppose the n was 8 and half of 8 is 4. What do we do? There's no decimal. So you get the number and the preceding number. So if it was 8, you'd have got the fourth number and the fifth number and you average them. But it's easier when you're using a decimal point. If it's 7, 3.5, you round up to fourth position, which is in this case 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. The same happened with the first quarter, the lower quarter, Q1. What is Q1? A quarter of n, a quarter of 7 is 1.75, which is the second position. The second position, when you count there, it is 1, 2, position, which is the third. And the upper quarter is 3/4 of n, is 3/4 of n, 5.25. Don't round off, you round up. So 3.25 is the sixth position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our sixth position. And the quartiles also have a range. The range of the quartile is called the interquartile range. The difference between the highest quartile and the lowest quartile is what we get as our interquartile range. So Q3 minus Q1 is 8 minus 3 is 5. So that is how we find our interquartile range. Half of the interquartile range has a name. We call that the semi-quartile deviation. Semi-quartile deviation. So closely related to this is linear regression. Linear regression. So any questions before I proceed on this? Please ask. Any questions before I proceed with this? Please ask now. Are we clear? All right, if that is clear, let us go to our regression question. So this regression question, you must be able to, by the time I'm done, the question is the easiest. So when you go into the exam, it should be the first question that you must answer. All right. So this question on regression, you are asked to find your linear regression equation, the R squared and R, and interpret it. So I'm going to use a simple X and Y variables. Then we quickly find what our regression equation is. Fortunately, you are given the totals. Okay. So if you are given, for instance, our X, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And our Y is given as 1, 1, 2, 2, and 4. So how do you find the xy? Anyone? How to find the xy? You multiply this by that, 1, this by that, 2, this by that, 6, this by that, 8, this by that, 20. Then you square the x's alone. So it's 1, 4, 9, 16, and what? 25. Then you square the y's alone. You're going to have 1, 1, 4, 4, and what? 16. All together on filling up that table. Then what
Yes,
follows
it's
is
clear.
totaling up here. The total of x is called summation of x. The total of y is called summation of y. The total of xy is summation of xy. The total of x squared, summation of x squared. The total of y is summation of y squared. So you total up, what do we get here? 5, 10, 15. What do we get here? 10. What do we get here? 20, 30, 37. What do we get here? 55. And what do we get here? 26. So these are the totals which you have been given here. All right. So this being said, regression has many purposes. The purpose of regression is to come up with a prediction equation, which is given by y is equal to a plus bx. So where our b is simply given by n summation of xy minus summation of x times summation of y divided by n summation of x squared minus summation of x to the power 2. All right. That's what I want you to use on this one here. I'll use my figures here. So what is my n? Can somebody help me with the n here? You count the number of pairs. So our n is what? 5. So let's put it together here. N is 5. What is our xy?
xy 39.
That's 7. Yes. Then our x, summation of x,
15,
and summation of y,
26
10.
10.
or
Over
10.
n, summation of x squared. N is 5.
5.
Summation of x squared, 55.
55,
55.
Minus summation of x to the power 2. What is x? 15.
15,
I have a problem with people distinguishing x squared and xo squared. This guy is a small one. This one is a big one. All right. So if your computations are done well, your b is supposed to be 0.7. That is how we find this b. The finding a, the formula for a is summation of y over n minus b summation of x over n. What is our summation of y? Quickly,
10,
10, and our n,
5.
5,
5. Minus b, what is our b?
0.7,
0.7.
We just calculated it. So if your b is wrong, what does it mean? Your a becomes wrong. And what is summation
it
of y?
becomes from 10,
X, sorry,
15,
15, yes, over n, which is 5. So if you
5,
compute that correctly, your answer is supposed to be 0.1. So what becomes a regression equation when we replace it in here? What becomes our linear regression equation? Just substitute where there is a and b. So negative 0.1 plus our b is what? 0.7 x. That's all. So this is your regression equation. The only other question they'll ask you, since, for instance, they've told you that your x is what? The size. So they'll ask you, predict the price y if the size is maybe 2,000. Predict the price Y if the X size is what? 2,000. So where there's X, you should put 2,000, right? It's just an issue of substituting what has been given. So when you put a 2,000 there, what are you going to have? Compute that. Okay. Maybe suppose they asked you, your X is 10. What is your Y? I put 10 there. These figures of X will be given. So you're going to get 6.9. So are we together on the regression equation? You get your 5 marks there and your prediction. Then the next part, they'll ask you to find your coefficient of correlation and interpret it. So within my 5 minutes, I'm going to do two things, the coefficient of correlation and determination. Coefficient of what? Correlation and determination. So correlation just tells you the direction of the relationship, whether it is positive or negative. The coefficient of determination is the square of the coefficient of correlation. So if you find your coefficient of determination as 0.9, it means 90% of Y is as a result of X. Are we together? So this formula will be given, fortunately, all right? So X minus summation of X to the power 2. And here, it's a variation in Y. So just put N summation of Y squared. Everything's about Y. And as summation of Y to the power 2. So what is our N? So you notice everything here and everything here is a similitude of what we were just from having there. So 5 on what? At 7 minus 15 on what? 10 over the square root of what? This down here, 5 on 55 minus 15 squared. The answer times now the new 5x squared. Y squared here is what? 26 minus 10 to the power 2. So if you compute this very well, R is going to be 0.903. So this is our R, means X and Y are positively related. It's called the coefficient of what? Correlation, before we square it. Coefficient of correlation. Coefficient of determination is when we square this answer, 0.903. What do we get when we square this answer? We're going to get 0. What? 0.8166 or 17. What does this mean? You simply multiply this by 100. It means that 81.7% of the variation in Y is as a result of X. If you're going to apply it to our question here, 81.7% of the price is determined by the size, okay, or the square meters of the floor when you're selling the house. You need to actualize the meaning of the context of the question. So I will expect you to answer this question before my next class in the evening with you. Is that clear? Unless there are any questions, I will expect a solution.
What are you saying? Come again?
Your homework is that question.
Answering which one?
You'll be answering this question here. I've just made my own question here so that I direct you to the question which is coming.
Oh,
So I don't want to spoon feed
I
you.
see.
Please, what I've done exactly here is what you do here. All right, this came in the project test. So please take your time, follow step by step. Time we made the marking key. So we're making the marking key. So try it on your own. Okay, so we end here unless there are any burning questions.